Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Our dinners were really easy to make, budget friendly, and delicious. So if you're looking for some weeknight meal ideas for your family, just keep watching. If you caught last week's What's for Dinner video, I'd mentioned that my little brother was spending the weekend with us. We were celebrating his 16th birthday, and so for dinner this night, I wanted to make something that I knew he would really love, and the boy loves pancakes. So I decided to do breakfast for dinner. Here's what I used to make it. I've got some of the Great Value pancake mix. It's complete pancake mix because all you have to do is add water to it. I've got some syrup, some sausage patties, just got these Kroger brand ones. And then I'm going to do some scrambled eggs, got a little bit of butter, some eggs, and then I'm going to add a little splash of milk and some of the Tony Chachere's in with the eggs. So to cook up the pancakes, again, just followed the package instructions and added water. I've got this skillet over medium heat with a little butter in it. Once the skillet is hot, the butter is melted, I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of the pancake mixture and just cook them for a few minutes on side until they start to bubble up and are golden brown. I'm going to give them a flip. And a quick note, I've started doing this the last couple times I've made pancakes, which is after I mix up the batter, I just let it sit for 5 minutes. And I feel like it makes a difference. Maybe I'm crazy, but you might want to give it a try. It doesn't hurt to just have it sitting there while you're warming up the skillet and getting everything ready. Now over here, I've got this electric skillet. I got this months ago, but I've been trying to use it more often. This was on, I think, 325 or 350, and I just cooked the sausage patties for several minutes on each side until they were cooked all the way through, set them to the side. I turned down the heat on the electric skillet, added in some butter, and then once that butter was melted, I added in those scrambled eggs and then let them sit for a few minutes. And once I can see that, they're starting to harden up, I stir them up with a spatula. Once they are pretty much all the way cooked, all the liquid's gone, I'm going to set some aside for me. And then Gary and my brother like cheesy eggs, so I added a couple slices of American cheese, turned the skillet off, covered it with a lid, and then just let them sit while I made the plates, while the cheese melted. So here are the pancakes, the sausage, and then I saw this honey cinnamon butter in the fridge. This is from Walmart, their new Better Goods brand, and I decided to add it to my pancakes. It was delicious on the pancakes. It was really good. But yeah, here's my plate. Got some of the pancakes, the sausage, the eggs, and I love ketchup with my scrambled eggs. And this was so good. That Great Value pancake mix, it was really fluffy. We enjoyed it. Next day was my little brother's 16th birthday, and he requested chicken Alfredo. Because he was spending the weekend with us already, we just had everybody come over for dinner. So I'm going to start out by marinating some chicken tenders. I have shared this before on my channel. I'll link the recipe down in the description box below for you. It's the Plain Chicken's Grilled Italian Chicken Tenders recipe. That's a mouthful. Here's everything that I'm going to use for the marinade. Again, check the recipe down in the description box below for the measurements for it. We've got some minced garlic, salt and pepper, onion powder, Italian seasoning, balsamic vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, and some chicken tenders. You can also use chicken breasts, and you can use chicken breasts and just cut them into strips. Now, I have one package sitting here, but as I was setting everything out, I wasn't sure if one package of chicken tenders would be enough or not. So Gary ran up to the grocery store, grabbed me another package, so I actually doubled this recipe. I just whisked up the marinade and then added that along with the chicken tenders to a big Ziploc bag and then marinated it overnight. Now, normally I grill these. Well, I say normally, but sometimes I grill them, sometimes I cook them in the air fryer, sometimes I bake them tonight. I just baked them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes until they're 165 degrees internal temperature. Now, I have shared how I make homemade chicken Alfredo before on my channel. I was going to film this for you guys tonight, but to be honest, I was kind of overwhelmed. Alfredo is really not something you can make ahead. I mean, you can warm it up, but it's just, I find it's never exactly the same as when it's freshly made. And so I waited until everybody got there before I started it, and it was kind of hectic. I've said this before, but I don't have a huge kitchen. And my mom was in there talking to me. My sisters were in and out. And then my little brother, you guys, he has his real first little girlfriend, and she came over, and so they were in and out of the kitchen. It was just crazy. So I didn't film me making it, and honestly, we had all started making our plates, and I realized, oh crap, I didn't take any pictures, so I apologize. But we had the fettuccine Alfredo. I will include the Alfredo sauce recipe in the description box below for you. And then my mom brought salad, all the fixins. We had some garlic bread. This was just the like garlic twist breadsticks, the Great Value brand. We had all the fixins for the salad. And then for his birthday cake, he wanted a red velvet cake. So mom and dad bought one from Sam's Club. And then we had some of the Neapolitan ice cream that Gary had picked up for my sister's birthday the previous weekend. And so we just set that out. And yeah, here is my plate. Had some of the Alfredo, the breadsticks, and the salad. And then we had his cake. And that, I started to say the Alfredo cake. Goodness, that'd be nasty. The red velvet cake. It was really good. It was a good red velvet cake. I would get that from Sam's Club again. But yeah, it was really nice. We had a good time celebrating his birthday, and that was our dinner that night. For dinner the next night, I wanted something really easy, so I planned fish stick tacos for this day. I'm going to start out by making some Mexican roasted sweet potatoes. As always, check the recipe box below for the recipe. I've got the oven preheated to, I think it was 400 degrees. I'm going to take some sweet potatoes. I washed them, of course, peeled them, and then I'm going to cut them into chunks. I find sweet potatoes can be a little hard to cut through, so make sure you keep your fingers out of the way. Once I've got them cubed up, I'm going to drizzle them with some extra virgin olive oil, and then I'm going to season them up with some smoked paprika. And I apologize, I just glanced down at my notes. I actually have my oven set at 425 degrees. So along with the smoked paprika, I'm going to season these with some cumin, crushed red pepper flake. And I know it looks like I put in a ton of crushed red pepper flakes. I really didn't. Not a lot comes out when you shake this particular container. Next, I'm going to add in some minced garlic, followed by some freshly cracked black pepper and salt. I'm going to finally, last but not least, add in some fresh lime juice. Sometimes I add this in, sometimes I don't. Just depends on if I have it on hand or not. Once I've added in that lime juice, I'm going to mix this really well, and then I'm going to place this onto a baking sheet and bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes or so until they're golden brown and cooked all the way through. Now, it might seem a little bit weird to use fish sticks for fish tacos, but it makes a super quick and easy little dinner. And if your kiddos, maybe are squeamish about fish in general, but like fish sticks, this is a good way to introduce them to like fish tacos. Give them, something a little different than what they're used to, but using an ingredient that they're familiar with. So I'm going to cook the fish sticks according to the package instructions. And then for the toppings, you can top these however you like. Here's what I'm going to use. Shredded cabbage is really good on fish tacos. I'm using bad coleslaw mix tonight just to keep it easy. I've got a fresh avocado, Roma tomato I'm going to dice up, some tortillas, lime wedges, and some chipotle ranch dressing. Here are those fish sticks that I cooked up, and then I'm going to warm up the tortillas. I just have this skillet. It's on about medium-high to high heat. It's dry. There's nothing in this pan. I'm going to toast those on a few minutes per side to warm up the tacos. And then to assemble these, and again, remember you can use whatever toppings you or your family likes. I'm going to lay down those fish sticks, and you could use, of course, you could use your own grilled or fried fish. You could batter your own fish if you want to. These are also really good with like the frozen popcorn shrimp. But I'm going to add the fish sticks, the coleslaw, and then the tomatoes, the avocado slices, the lime wedge, and then that ranch dressing. Here is my plate, or actually this was Gary's plate. He's got some of the tacos and then the roasted sweet potatoes, and this was a delicious and easy dinner. For dinner the next night, we had leftovers. Gary ate the leftovers from his lunch that day, and then I had leftover Alfredo, and yeah, that was our dinner that night. For dinner the next night, I tried a new recipe for a Greek chicken salad with pita croutons. This is a recipe from Carl's Bad Cravings, and I loosely followed this recipe. I really just more used it as inspiration. So we're going to start out by making the pita croutons. I have this Joseph's pita bread. You can use, your favorite brand of pita bread. I am going to cut these into cubes, and then we're going to drizzle this with a little bit of olive oil, give that a stir, and then I'm going to season these up with some salt, garlic powder, and paprika. I'm going to give these a toss. Now, you could cook these on top of the stove. You could bake these in the oven. I'm going to cook these in the air fryer. And it may be because the Joseph's pita are a lot thinner than regular pita bread, but I cook these according, I think the recipe said to bake these, and so, I did the conversion or whatever for the air fryer, and the first batch was, like, completely burnt. So, if you use these Joseph's pitas like I did it at 400 degrees for, like, 3 minutes, and I shook it halfway through. So, we're going to assemble the salad. I'm laying down some romaine lettuce that I washed and chopped. Now, the recipe did include a marinade for chicken to use with this salad, but I had some of the leftover chicken tenders from the Alfredo that needed to be used up, and so I just diced those. Next, I'm going to add some sliced almonds, and like with everything else, this recipe is just a guideline. Feel free to add or take away, substitute whatever, you've got on hand, whatever you or your family likes. Now I'm going to add on some crumbled feta cheese, and then it's time for the veggies. I've got some cucumber, grape tomatoes I quartered, and then I sliced up some of the little mini peppers. I've got an orange one and a yellow one. Now, I do not like olives. If you've been with me for a while, you know that, so I'm going to skip this, but for Gary's, I would add some Kalamata olives. Now, the recipe also included a like tzatziki salad dressing, but I had this one in the pantry that needed to be used up. I found this at Target, and so, I couldn't justify making a tzatziki dressing when I already have one that I needed to use up. So I'm going to use this one. If you can't find this tzatziki one, you don't want to make your own. This, is it Girardi's? I find this at Kroger, Publix, Walmart. The Greek feta is really good, so you could use that instead. Or make your own vinaigrette or use the one in the recipe. Whatever you want to do. So I'm going to add the salad dressing, and then, of course, those pita croutons, and this salad was really good. I didn't exactly follow her recipe, but I would say if I did, it would be just as delicious, because this salad, the way I made it, it was delicious. It was so good. I would really make this again. For dinner the next night, we ordered takeout from just one of the local Mexican restaurants. Here's what we got. Gary got the fajitas Jalisco, so steak, chicken, and shrimp with the fixins. And then I don't remember the name of what I got, but it was thinly sliced ribeye steak topped with some like grilled shrimp, and then sauteed onions and mushrooms with cheese sauce. And then, I got rice and beans. And then, of course, we got some queso and salsa and chips. And mine was delicious. It was so good. Gary liked his as well. But when I got a bite of the steak with the cheese and the onions and the mushrooms, it was delicious. It was so good. Last dinner in this week's video was off a meal plan, but I wanted something easy, and I had these chicken pineapple and bacon sausages that I'd bought several weeks ago when they were on sale, and I needed to use them up, so I decided to cook those. Here's everything else that I'm going to use. I've got a few leftover hot dog buns. I had about a half a bag of fresh broccoli that needed to be used up. And then I bought this macaroni, the creamy cheddar. This is like the new rice-a-roni version of macaroni and cheese. This has been in my pantry. I figured tonight was the night to try it. So I just cooked the macaroni and cheese up according to the package instructions for the sausages. I cooked them in the air fryer at 360 degrees. And I cooked these for about, I think 8 or 9 minutes or so. You just want to cook them until they're heated all the way through, cooked to 165 degrees. I left mine in there a couple extra minutes too long, but that's fine. They tasted just fine. And then for the broccoli, I just steamed it up in the microwave. And yeah, these are the plates. I prefer my pineapple bacon chicken sausages with no buns. Gary likes his on buns, and he ended up adding ketchup and mustard, I believe. And yeah, that was our dinner this night. Just the steamed broccoli, the macaroni and cheese, those chicken sausages. Quick and easy dinner, but delicious. And for the macaroni, I mean, I liked it. I don't know that it was like my favorite macaroni and cheese, but if you can catch it on sale, I would give it a try. We liked it. We honestly couldn't really tell that big of a difference between Kraft macaroni and cheese. But yeah, that was dinner this night. All right, that is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got some ideas from this video and that you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.